Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. This is one of my most important videos so far. The reason is that I am dealing with one of the most fundamental and common Orientalist arguments made against both the Quran and the Hadiths. This video is about the similarities between the Quran, Hadiths, and pre-Islamic texts. There is a massive problem with the common Orientalist assumption that similarity equals plagiarism. I was looking for an example of an Orientalist making this argument, and it seems I found that example. The Twitter thread from the Orientalist making this argument is linked in the video description. Before we get started on the video, if you have benefited from my work and are interested in getting more of my premium content, you can do so, and you can help me continue my work by either buying my books or making a donation to my GoFundMe page. The sample chapters of my books are in the video description. The links to buy my books and my GoFundMe page are in the pinned comment. I am also starting a Patreon account. It will also be linked in the pinned comment. Before I get into the refutation, I will just summarize the argument being made by the Orientalist. There is a hadith narrated by Abu Huraira, which states, "God loves odd numbers." An ancient Latin poem also mentions that God loves odd numbers. Therefore, it is likely that this hadith was not spoken by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu and was instead just plagiarized from the poet. This argument can be made in one of two ways. One way is that it is unlikely that God would love the same type of unusual thing that this particular poet loves, and therefore the hadith is wrong. I do not think that this particular Orientalist is making this argument, but this argument is sometimes made like this, so I will address it. Here is the problem with this argument, and it's a simple one. Many people throughout history have had numerous different conceptions of God and of what God likes or dislikes. If there are so many people having a conception of God, is there anything irrational about one of them being correct? Think about it. Suppose there is a very difficult math problem. 1,000 people make random guesses. Is it really implausible that one of them would be correct? This takes care of the first type of argument. I believe this Orientalist is making the following type of argument. An ancient point had a particular view of God. It is unlikely that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu had a similar view of God. Therefore, this hadith is not an authentic saying of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, but rather someone made this hadith up by plagiarizing the Latin poet. Of course, this Orientalist clown is assuming that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu would be making this up. But let's ignore that for the moment. Here is the problem with this argument. There are numerous different conceptions of God, and many different people, often in different times and places, will have similar conceptions of God. This is natural because there have been billions of humans throughout history, and even if there are a million different things that people could conceive as being like by God, each of those 1 million things would be plausibly conceived by 1,000 different people. These numbers are here just to give you a general idea regarding the argument. I am not saying these are actually true. If this is the case, and it seems very plausible, then there is nothing unusual or unlikely about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu having the same conception of God as a random Roman poet. If that is the case, then this common type of Orientalist argument is debunked. The Orientalists want to pretend that any case of similarity between an Islamic text and a pre-Islamic text is plagiarism. What they do not bother to do is prove that alternative explanations of the similarities in this case, chance is unlikely. If they cannot do that, then their argument is garbage. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it. Also, check out my book on this topic, Sunni Hadiths and Seerah, Proofs of Historical Reliability. The sample chapter is linked in the video description. The link to purchase my book is in the pinned comment. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum.